Being free is a lot like being dead if you don't have parts. We were drifting in the Xanth system, running on fumes and prayers, when we found at a boneyard from the old Succession Wars miles of frozen iron drifting in the shadow of a dead moon. The Duke had stripped us of our fancy Warhammer. He'd locked the neuro keys before we jumped, so we had a company of pilots and nothing to fly. I told Jax, give me 6 hours in a vacuum suit. I wasn't looking for a hero's mech. I was looking for a monster. I was drifting through the silence of the graveyard of kings, between the broken hulls and the twisted metal rings. I found a shadow in the corner, a mountain of rust, covered in the layers of a century of dust. A stalker, 85 tons of hate, left behind by history and a cruel, forgotten fate. The cockpit was a gash, the legs were fused in ice, but the internal structure, oh, it looked real nice. I signaled to the freedom, bring the winches and the line. I found a piece of metal, I'm gonna make shine. We hauled it to the hangar, a corpse made of steel, and Jax looked at the wreckage and asked, is this for real? I told him, Captain, you wanna fight the Duke's elite, then you need a machine that can take the heat. It's got no graceful lines, it's got no golden trim, it's just a walking fortress, heavy and grim. I spent a month in the guts of that beast, while the crew lived on rations in a scavenger's feast. I bypassed the safeties, I hotwired the core, using parts from a Centurion we'd found on the floor. Oh, it's the Scavenger's heavy metal, the music of the scrap, building a nightmare to spring a deadly trap. It's held together by welds and a mechanic's pride, with a whole lot of anger churning deep inside. My younger self, she was covered in the black, bringing the ghosts of the boneyard back. Out the lasers that were clouded and cracked and replaced them with missiles that we'd secretly track. I didn't have the sensors of a Steiner Davium line, so I built him a jury-rigged eye out of mine. It's gonna run hot, Jax, it's gonna be slow, but when you pull the trigger, the whole world's gonna know. I stayed up for 70 hours straight, fighting the hunger and the hand of fate. When I finally smelt the hull and I signaled the go, the Stalker woke up with a deep subsonic roar. Jax climbed in the seat, no suit, just a skin, feeling the migration where the metal was thin. The neuro helm chirped, the green lights flared, while the rest of the galaxy sat unprepared. It wasn't pretty and it wasn't the hammer, it was a blunt force instrument with an ironclad grammar. He walked it out the bay in a deck plate screaming, while the Duke's bounty hunters were already dreaming. Mags, he said over the crackling wire, I think I'm ready to set the stars on fire. That was the first one, the first of the bastard batch. We didn't have a factory, and you didn't have a budget. We had a scavenger's eye and a ship full of people who'd rather die than be slaves again. We took that Stalker, and we went looking for the Duke supply line on Xanth 3. He sent a lance of mechs to reclaim his property. He expected a surrender. He got 85 tons of scrap metal vengeance instead. We weren't just running anymore. We were building an army.